Hi, this is David Lee. Quite often I've been mentioning about being aware of what's going on in the outside world. And the problem being is that if we look on mainstream media, in the newspapers, on TV, we hear one story. And then if we go and do a bit of undercover research online or listen to people, it's completely different. It's two different worlds. I asked my friend that I've known for 15 years, Keithanthony, who told me his story dealing with banks just recently and how it was very applicable, because unless you hear it for yourself, what is happening out there, you don't really appreciate what can happen to you too. That's why I say don't be 100% dependent on the banks. That is my analysis. That's my summary. You go and find out what you're comfortable with for whatever you're doing in your life. But Keithanthony, thanks for joining me. We're just going to take a few minutes only. So what happened to you that I believe everybody should hear?
Well, thank you, David, for having me on the call. And I'm in a position with my bank that I tried to buy some cryptocurrency with Metro Bank, and they immediately closed my account, and they called the police to the branch and sent them to my home twice. So that's three times altogether for spending my own money. So I decided to move my account across the road, literally, to Nationwide Building Society, and I asked them, "Are you crypto friendly?" They assured me they were. So I transferred my five-figure account into their bank, or it's a building society, and when I tried to buy crypto, they closed my account. In fact, they closed my account back in December, even before that, when I tried to send £100 to a friend of mine. And they closed my account immediately. I had to get them to open it again. But then in January, on January the 10th, I bought some crypto and they closed down my account, seized it. They call it safeguarding. I think they're only safeguarding the bank.
Protecting you, Keithanthony. They're protecting your money.
Well, that's what they said to me. But they won't let me have my money, so my bills were not paid. I got threatened with eviction. I've lost 20, maybe £25,000 now in terms of growth on Ethereum, which is what I wanted to buy. So it's cost me a lot of money. Every time I want any money, I have to go to the branch and stage a sit-in and demand, and they just let me have pocket money. I've got no card because they cancelled that. I've got no internet banking. I can't buy anything online at all. They've shut my life down and cost me a lot of money, because we're in a bull market with crypto at the moment. It's never been a better time to move into crypto if you've been interested.
But it's just the fact that you wanted to, you chose to do that, and they've gone and acted in a way that I just couldn't believe when you were telling me this story.
Yes, well, it gets even more unbelievable because they said to me that I'm being scammed by a romance scammer. You know, I've not actually dated for 25 years, and I haven't got any interest in having a relationship with anybody. But they're saying, without any evidence, because they can close your account down on a suspicion. This is new legislation that doesn't come out until next April, but they're operating it right now with many of the banks all over the world, not just in England. So they're not only that, I asked for an SAR, which is a subject access release, which means they have to send you copies of every document they have on you. And they sent me 170 pages of inter-office communications where they were being totally racist and insulting. And they said that one of my friends, who they believe is the scammer, because they hacked my machine and got her name, and she has a German name, and they said she has a German name, lives in Germany, definitely 100% scam because she's German. That's racist, and I'm not going to let them get away with that.
Who have you spoken to get this resolved? Have you been to anybody?
Yes, I've been to many solicitors. I went to the newspaper. I went to Kent KMTV, Kent Media TV, and I've been on that show before. In my capacity, in my professional capacity, they wanted to interview me. That was last year, and I contacted them. I thought they're bound to cover it, but they haven't covered it because they're afraid of being sued. None of the solicitors will touch me. They seem to be afraid, and I don't know if I should say this word because I tend to some people are a bit sensitive about it, but I think they're all Freemasons and they're all sticking together to protect each other.
Did you see your local MP?
I went to the MP. She asked me to send a release form so that she could talk on my behalf with the bank, which she did, and then she took the side of the bank. They just came back to me saying they're just protecting you. So she was a waste of time.
So Keithanthony, is there anything else you want to add? Because I had to try to explain this to friends. What's he done? What's his history? And I had to come back to you and say, this just doesn't make sense. Is there anything you've left out? Have you robbed a bank in the past? Have you got something about you that I don't know about?
Well, no, they're saying that I'm the one being scammed on a romance scam, but they can do that. That's just the excuse they give to action this, because they only need a suspicion. They don't need any proof of anything untoward at all. So because of them, I'm having to go to food banks when I've got did have a 5-figure bank balance until they seized it. And I would never do this, but I imagine that there are many people out there in similar situations to me who are ending their lives because of the stress it caused. There are people being made homeless by this. I was almost homeless, and it's unbelievable. They're trying to shut down, and I've been saying it for a long time, that they are going to bring in the CBDC, central bank digital currency, after the election this year. And I think that's why they're doing this, because they don't want to let go of your money, because they make a big profit on your money. They give you a pittance, if anything at all. When if you've got crypto, you can make a big killing right now, because we're in a bull market. I don't know if you agree on that, David.
I think this is control. We are being controlled, and there's many layers to this. And if enough people just repeat what they're hearing, and that the lie becomes their truth. And
Yes.
That's why I tell people, I don't tell them what to do, what to think. I tell them, like me, go out and find out what's really going on in the world, because your TV set is not your financial advisor. It's not your doctor, but people seem to think and behave as if it is. Unless you've got anything else to pass on, Keithanthony, I'll leave it at that. People can ponder for themselves what the world's becoming at this very moment in time, and what action they're going to take to make sure they don't become a victim of this system that has really upset and taken over your life completely.
It has. It's completely. And you mentioned TV, and we have to remember who pushed the invention of the TV. It was, I'll say, in Germany, and because he wanted to get his propaganda into every home, and it hasn't stopped ever since, because the people watching TV are believing that everything that they hear on the news, on TV, is the truth, and it's all lies. That's why I don't have a TV. I got fed up of listening to it. I wanted, as you said, to find out for myself what's really going on in the world.
Okay, Keithanthony, thank you very much for joining me on this call. I just wanted it short and sweet. I should say short and bitter, as it has been. And I'll catch you again very soon. Yeah, I believe you're coming over to our place very soon, and we can talk about this in person over a beer in a bit better summer weather.
That will be nice. The heat wave is pretty much getting here now.
Okay, then. Thanks very much, Keithanthony. Good night.
Thank you.